I know. If she could just hear 269, that would be it. It'd
She
be
would
like
be
5 minutes.
giggling.
Yeah, 5 minutes of giggling,
I know.
even without the beard.
Yeah. That beard
That's what
was on
she
point,
said.
though.
From the belly of the Beast Coast, Glastonbury, Connecticut, this is the Cultra Trail Running Podcast. We talk about all the fun shit that happens on the trails that most normal people don't care about. The language we use is fucking explicit and raw like the trails we run on. So don't listen with your kids! Cultra is brought to you by our Patreons and supporters, and we are 112% listener supported, and support is good.
All right. Well, welcome everybody to the Cultra Trail Running Podcast. I'm your host, Art Byram, and I am joined today by the partial Cultra crew. We have Celeste Fong a Ding Dong.
Morning, kids.
And we have for Red Marolo.
I'm here, but I'm part of the impartial crew, not the partial crew.
Oh, gotcha.
Are you really impartial?
I'm pretty impartial.
He's partially impartial.
Partial.
Allegedly.
I'm partially impartial. Allegedly, partially
He's
impartial.
fractionally partially impartial.
Proportionally, impartially impartial.
Yeah, proportionately speaking. So, I guess like our new episode, see, I'm kind of lost now, right? Because now the new intro kind of like says all the shit that I usually say.
You don't have to warn them that I'm going to swear.
Yeah. But you can say the F word now instead of it's thing raw.
Yeah, we can say fucking raw now, right?
Right. Yeah.
So
I could never say fucking raw.
I know.
I know.
Because I'm a lady.
Because I'm a lady.
Very good. Excellent. Well, we have a lot of fun things to talk about tonight, and some things that are fun to talk about that we decided we're not going to talk about. So fuck you. We're not saying it, and I'm not saying shit. My attorney said I didn't have to. Right,
Allegedly.
Fred?
Anything could be used against you, Art. I would just keep quiet.
So I'm not saying anything for the rest of the episode. Actually, none of us are. Okay.
I'm not saying shit either.
We said lots of stuff before it started, and then we're done.
That's right.
Yeah, we used everything. You forgot to tell us, save it for the episode.
Yeah.
And we didn't.
Save it. We ate it all. We
did.
Dessert for breakfast. That was it.
But now it's time to throw it back up for everybody.
I love dessert for
eat it again.
breakfast. And I love breakfast for dinner.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like a say anything kind of thing? I don't want to eat breakfast at dinner or eat dinner at breakfast or breakfast with my friends at dinner or dine.
Okay.
Anything. Okay. Sorry. All right. Too much.
Okay, good enough.
Not funny.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on. Lots of good things happening in the ultra running world right now. What did I read? I read that actually Runner's World got written, and this is going to be completely non-factual, but tough shit. Runner's World got written up or got caught using AI for some of their articles. They posted some articles that were written by AI and attributed to fake people, apparently, allegedly.
Oh, that's kind of icky.
I think it's
is.
kind of cool. Like you read an article by some guy named Bob Bobbinson or something, and you're like,
Yeah.
wow, I don't know Bob. I didn't know that he knew so much about ultra running. He
Well,
doesn't.
Bob, yeah.
Who's this Bob guy?
Well,
Yeah.
Bob. Okay, so here's the thing. Bob worked in the textile industry for a while, and then it got shut down. So he had to move out to the Midwest as part of a downsizing operation, and he was working there for a while, and then he said, "Fuck it, I'm leaving, and I'm going to pursue my dream." So he's been working in this shoe store, which doesn't actually exist, and
A virtual
selling-
shoe store, if you will.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do need a new pair of virtual shoes.
Yeah. They're
Virtual
the best kind.
yeah.
They don't wear out
Yeah. They don't. Or give you blisters.
or give you blisters.
Yeah, I got a blister yesterday.
Ooh,
Well,
really?
Running a 5K.
Oh,
well, that's
maybe you
the
ran
problem.
too hard.
What the hell?
Yeah.
What was the name of the 5K?
My husband wanted to go for a run, and sometimes I have to be a good wife 5K.
Oh,
I've
so
run
this
that
wasn't
one.
even like a timed 5K.
Oh, no. This was humoring the husband 5K.
Oh, I thought maybe you did Christopher Martin was this weekend.
So was
Right?
Christopher Fong.
I was
but
going to say it
that's-
was actually Christopher Fong, not
He
Yeah.
should have done that, Christopher, and he could have hyphenated that. It could have been
Right?
Christopher
Fong
Martin.
runs
Martin.
Christopher Martin.
Yes.
Yeah, which is that's in New Haven. It's a nice flat and fast 5K. I saw quite a few people did that.
Is that the one that everybody drinks beer after and it's kind of
I
a
think
mess?
so. Yeah.
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 That was
People
my
bring,
first.
bring like Christmas gifts to it too, I think, right? Don't they?
You
like,
can. You
yeah.
can.
They encourage you to bring like, donate Christmas gifts.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I have to tell my story of that race, and I know that I probably told this story before. So if you've already heard this,
Tough shit.
just fuck you, okay? That's like the answer tonight, right, Fred?
I believe it's really few. Okay, because things are
Few.
being raw on this shit.
That's right.
Fin
yeah.
few.
Yeah.
That's right. So yeah, that was and I'm gonna paddle my own fucking canoe. So it was the
That's what
first.
she
So
said.
I went to this 5K, right? And this was back in the day of championships, where they had these things that you tied to your shoelaces. And I got when I ran the New York Marathon in 2003, they had championships that were commemorative. So it had a picture of the Verrazano Bridge on it, and it was a cool thing. And you tied it to your shoe, and it was like $50 to buy this chip instead of just borrow it. So
Wow.
I was like, I'm gonna buy this thing, and then like over the next 5 or 6 years, it'll pay for itself through discounted race entries. If you brought your own chip, sometimes you'd get a discount. And so basically I bought a Betamax and,
Yeah. Exactly.
but here's the thing. So I show up at Christopher Martin's 5K race, and I'm running a little bit late to get there. Okay. And I go in and I pick up my bib, and I'm like, oh, hey, I have my own chip here. And they're like, no, you can't use your own chip. You got to use our championship. So I had my chip tied on one shoe and their chip tied on the other shoe. So I ran the race with 2 chips on, one on each shoe. And I'm running, and I had a really good race for me at the time. It was my first time that I ever broke 19 minutes in the 5K. And so I'm streaming through the end, and just as I'm coming to the line, there's this guy I'm just fucking going all out. We're racing, and we both like cross the line at like the same time. And so I was like, fuck, I think I won, but I don't know. It was too close to call. So we checked the results, and it said that I finished first, then he finished second, and then unknown runner finished third. So luckily I had the chip on the right shoe. Otherwise I would
on the leading leg. That's right. If you
Yeah.
had it on a trailing leg, you would have, it would have been.
Yeah, you would have lost.
you'd have
That's right.
lost.
Yeah. So it's a great race. I think I saw Tom the Destroyer Starry ran that. And
Oh, this weekend? Did he?
yeah. And
Oh,
I think a
didn't
couple
notice.
of the other boys did too. Maybe Machine Gun Kelly or Stefan or some of those dudes and dudettes.
When was it?
Cool.
Sunday?
Yeah, it was the same day as the other big perennial favorite is the Santa's Run, which is in the belly of the Beast Coast, Glastonbury, Connecticut.
Yep.
And that was a great run. That's a race that I think my BFF, my best forest friend, Rick O'Toole, he has run that for the last 25 years. So,
Wow.
and most of the time he wins his age group there too. So it's pretty impressive stuff.
Yeah.
So
That is 25 years ago. I was not running.
Oh, huh. Yeah, me
No.
neither. No. Were you running, Fred?
I was.
On occasion, he ran.
I would tend to run on most days back then.
Fred had
Just
like a 19-year run streak at that point,
I know,
or
really.
20-year run streak at that point. Or
Yeah,
more.
about 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah, geez.
That's insane.
He's been.
I mean, we
was-
love you, but
Yeah.
It was a little weird, I guess,
No.
I mean, the only thing I've done for that many days straight is like annoy my parents.
All right. That's a pretty, that's an
that
admirable
long.
streak.
And I promise on continue to do so.
All right. Good.
That's good. Yeah. So what else do we have going on? We had the I think the CT Trail Mixers, right? They had a big,
Yeah.
massive event. In its how many years was it this year for this event that they had?
5, 6?
Yeah,
I don't
at least.
remember. And there was 85 people registered.
That's
Okay,
quite
so
a few, right?
this
Is that
event
more than usual?
is
Think
called
about the number of tacos consumed.
Yeah. This was
At
the
the-
taco trials, just
the
so that
taco
people don't
trials.
know. So,
And
Celeste, can you
for
tell
the-
people
Oh,
what?
okay, so
let's
how
start
it
at the beginning
works?
because like everybody isn't like we're kind of like dropping in like everybody knows and gives a shit what happens in
What,
Connecticut.
people don't
So-
know about the taco trials? Celeste
if
will
you
tell
don't
They
you.
know
might
about the
not.
taco trials, just hang your head in shame while I tell you the story.
Yeah.
So the rules: you eat a taco, you run a mile. You eat a taco, you run a mile. Very simple. 10 miles, 10 tacos. You puke, you're disqualified. So first time ever someone got disqualified this year.
Really?
Somebody
Yeah.
hurled, huh? All right.
Yeah, on his
Are we
10th
naming
lap
names or no?
too.
Are we naming names or?
I don't know who he is, so we're not going to.
Oh, okay. Shit.
I will say that Ragged Cuts made medals this year that were epic. I did a loop just for the medal because I was volunteering. But it was crazy. We went to TJ's Burritos in East Granby, and they were amazing. The people there were like efficient and nice. The tacos were delicious. It was amazing. Because think about it, 85 people, I think like 80 people showed up. Not everybody did 10 tacos and 10 miles. I think over 60 did, though. I mean, that's 600 tacos.
That's a lot of
insane.
tacos.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of tacos. But it was a lot of fun. It was really funny watching people like sprinting and having a good time. I told Tyler if he won, I'd buy him a beer. He came in third, so he got a beer. For the first time ever, they needed they didn't do a women's podium, so they're going to do that next year. But it was a good time. We had a really good time. And I was bib 666, so I might have dressed as the devil.
Nice.
Maybe.
And I had a pitchfork, and I was like hitting everybody with it on course until I hit it on Mommy Gregory's ass, and it broke.
Oh.
So
Spank me, mommy.
I did. Or well, I spanked Mommy.
Oh my gosh.
Whatever. No, it was a good time. I highly recommend it. Like it's real idiocy, and I support it.
Wow. So that's like better than a beer mile, I suppose, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't drink beer, so I'm going to say yes.
A beer mile is just a mile, or
Okay.
you know, the taco trails is 10 miles.
Oh, you know what? If we were going to have a beer mile, we should do a mile and a half.
Mile
like
and
two
a-
races.
Well,
You know,
Tyler's beer mile.
That's a lot of
It
beer.
wasn't really right. Tyler's bridge thing that he did was drink a beer, run a mile and a half to the other brewery, drink a beer, mile and a half back and forth over the Aragoni Bridge. And him and Joe Lasky, I don't know how they were standing up at the end.
Hold on. I just want to say, well, first of all, Fred, are we condoning such behaviors?
Of course
no,
not.
no, we're not. No.
No.
Your people are all adults. The kids are not even in the room. You can make your own choices, and we don't condone any of these behaviors. We don't even condone running.
We don't even know there's
It's
choices.
bad for your knees. That's what I hear. Right?
I wouldn't even want to drive that far.
Oh, yeah. We wouldn't drive that far.
Yeah. Left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. What the fuck are you taking 2 hours to talk about every week?
Right?
Well, people have asked me that, Art.
Can
Haven't
you
you said
believe-
everything you can say?
So I do want to comment like, okay, so yeah, okay. I'm going to get us off topic. And maybe I think this could be like the off track club, right?
Oh, I like being
We have
off
to
track.
bet. It's like the off
I
track
don't like being
betting
on
club?
track.
It's
Tracks
like
are
off track.
boring.
I mean, usually Becky's here to get us off track, but
I raced on a racetrack before. Does that count?
like a Daytona racetrack.
It was Elkhart Lake, but yeah.
That's cool.
That's very
It was
cool.
a lot of fun. It was very scary. I've never driven that fast before. But
Oh, you were
it was-
driving.
Yeah. I mean, I ran the Lime Rock half marathon, which ended on the race course too. So I have ran on a race course too.
Okay. Huh. I
Yeah.
ran on a motocross course.
That's cool.
It was
I mean, if you've done the Quinnebog Trail, you've run on a enduro course.
that
My father used to race dirt bikes on that trail.
on that trail.
Mhm.
I wondered why it was so fucking ripped up. That's one of the most ripped
It's
up
shitty.
trails.
It's
Oh my
motorcycle
God.
trails. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was really, I mean, it looks like there was a mud pit, like a pull, like a place where you go to pull.
Yeah. That
What do you call
trail
it? Carts
is
or trails or plows or whatever they pull.
shit, but I've done it now multiple times.
That trail is weird because and this is the
Quinnebog.
Quinnebog Trail. Parts of it are it's like ancient and you expect to find elves there.
Oh,
It's
I
like
want to find an
elven-like.
elf.
Oh yeah,
I
now
bet
you
you
see,
could.
you're gonna get Celeste all excited. She's gonna go back there looking for the elves, or because
Oh,
they may
I
be
know.
there.
They
If
are
I
there.
meet an elf, I will be so happy.
Mm.
Like, do you want this elf to be smaller, or do you want it to look like Legolas?
Wow.
Yeah, like,
Shake it down, down.
That's not where my mind
Oh.
originally
Oh.
went, but
Hello, ding dong. Would you like some llamas bread?
yeah.
Oh, this is
although I guess
mithril.
I mean, yeah. I like Aragorn better, but whatever.
Yeah. He was Strider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was that's my running name, Strider.
Is it really?
Yeah, has been.
Nice.
I mean, was, whatever I signed. It's my
But do you have a
login name.
replica of the One Ring? Because I do.
No, I threw mine away.
I actually have two of them, but that's beside the point.
You have two of the One Ring? That seems.
I do. Just in
Really?
case I lose one, I have
Okay.
to rule them all.
I was
So
going to say you have to be able to, in the darkness, rule them, right?
Yeah.
Mm,
yeah, and find them. Yeah.
Yeah.
wow.
In the darkness, find them.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Yeah, how does that are you a big Lord of the Rings fan then or no?
Oh yeah.
I'm going to say yes.
So
Yeah.
tell us about this. How did this happen and what's been your experience with Lord of the Rings?
I mean, first of all, most nerd stuff I'm into, but I remember reading the books years and years and years and years ago. I read all the Lord of the Rings probably once a year.
Mm,
Return of the King I read in one day because it was just so good.
yeah.
The movies, I liked the movies. The Hobbit, I didn't as
Yeah.
much.
The Hobbit kind of went on, right?
Yeah, they didn't need to make 3 movies out of that book.
No.
Like you
It
didn't
was a
have to do
small
that.
book. It really didn't.
That's
It was
a-
not a three movie book.
You were like just adding lore in, and
Yeah.
it was
kind of a money grab, don't you think?
And then it got to be
100%.
it got
Yeah.
fucking stupid too. Like the other
Exactly. And
the other movies weren't stupid. Like the river scene, like the Riverman scene, like it's more like a like a Temple of Doom kind of, like everything works out perfectly and boulders are falling down and people are perfectly jumping over the top and everything kind of, I don't know. It was a little bit much.
well,
a
they
lot much,
added
actually.
characters that weren't even in the books. I just
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was troublesome to me because those
It-
books were so
yeah.
good, right?
like why ruin something that good?
Why ruin something that good?
Oh, you went
Ooh.
there. Speak friend. Oh,
Ah,
Um,
Speak, friend, and enter. I loved that. Like at
Right?
the end, I was like, wow, okay. Poor Gandalf spent so much time.
he was really good as Gandalf too.
Yeah, he
Like that was good casting.
yeah, the founding father.
Yeah. We actually, so today I went hiking with Craig and we were talking about different casting for like Marvel and Lord of the Rings and all sorts of good shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
I read I think the first thing I did with Lord of the Rings was I read a comic book about
Okay.
I think it was Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit or something like that. It talked about Frodo, and then at that point they had there was some kind of cartoon Lord of the Rings that was on.
Oh, was it a musical?
A musical, yes. Frodo with the 9 fingers in the Ring of Doom or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, and when there's a whip, there's a way.
My husband still sings that sometimes.
Yes. Yeah.
So bad.
So, but I love that still. I thought that was kind of cool. And then,
Yeah.
like, when I was watching the movies, like years later, it like I had like remembered this and forgotten it pretty much. It was like, so it was like, why is this all so familiar? Coming back to Lord of the Rings. So
I will say if you have like access to like Audible, was it on Audible or did I get on Libby? But Andy Serkis, who plays Gollum, he is the narrator for the Lord of the Rings books.
Oh.
And he is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Because I've listened to him too. He's so good. He does all the voices, and it's sometimes so good. You're like, are the actors there? Like it. He's really, really good. Highly recommend.
So when my kids were so in 2004, in February or early March 4th of 2004, I tripped on a hubcap ring while running and broke my shoulder.
Ow!
And it was fucking the worst injury I ever had in my life.
So you did not March 4th that day, is what you're saying?
Oh, I did not. No. I didn't march shit. I ran Colchester half marathon at the end of February. Had a great run, and then like a couple days later, fell and just got all fucked up. So major surgery, still hurts to this day, right? But as I was recovering for that, I was laid out at home. So I would watch the Lord of the Rings movies. Now at this time, my kids were probably, Jack was, he was probably 6, and Nick was probably like 8, and so at a very young age, they were watching Lord of the Rings. And Nick, who is, he was a skinny kid. He's my older guy. He started doing a Gollum imitation, like Gollum skipping through the water, catching the fish, and going, oh, and just like fucking, just like he would just like throw his hands up in the air and crouch down. And he was like, we would have people over the house, and he would all of a sudden bust out in his Gollum imitation and his Schmeagol, and just really, really funny shit.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So, oh my God. And he can still do it today. But now the funny part is because, Gollum's not a big, he's basically a smaller.
He's Hobbit
character.
size.
Yes,
right.
he's Hobbit size. So my son he's 6'6".
So not Hobbit size.
No,
not Hobbit size.
No, he's more like Ent size, So, so he'll do the, the Gollum imitation every once in a while, which is still, and he does voiceovers now. He actually, you guys know he did the opening to the show. So, he's pretty good with his voice, that and the singing and stuff. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I used to have Middle Earth, like a Lego Middle Earth built in my basement, like a whole table with there was multiple tables and Middle Earth all built of Legos.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Very good. So of all the trails that you've run, what is the most Hobbit-like trail? Or the most Lord of the Rings-like trail? Is there anything that you've been on that?
Maybe Natchog?
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know why, but is that the one that has like all the painted rocks and stuff as you're going through it?
Not the ones with the eyeballs, but
No. Like like kids have like painted, and it's really pretty. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll just see something and you're like, oh, that makes me think of a Hobbit hole, or that makes me think of. So I have this app on my phone which tracks your miles, and it's like going to Mount Doom, except that it's generic. It's not Lord of the Rings approved. So it has like all these like, so instead of Mount Doom, it's like Mount Fire, and but you're pretty much following. And you're getting chased by Mr. Underhill. So
Oh, yes.
I'm almost
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
I'm in Mordor now. So,
Oh my gosh.
But it's
Oh,
not
that's-
Mordor, right? What is it?
but it's not Mordor. I don't remember what it is on the app. But
It's probably called Hamden, right?
sometimes you ever go up at like a sunrise or something.
Love you, Hamden.
And there's like fog over, and it looks like you're looking out on Mount Doom. Have you ever had that happen?
Like an undercast.
Yeah. I think
Yes,
maybe on
yeah,
top
definitely.
of Bluffhead one time I saw it, and it was like
Yep.
you're just staring at Mount Doom. It was so cool.
Yeah.
It was that way for the Christmas run to Castle Craig last year, I think, right? The valley in front of us was all
Yeah.
That would make sense. Yeah.
shrouded. Yeah.
I felt that way on going up Katahdin was just, just like a storm, and just it was just fucking, the weather was just knocking the shit out of us. And it was like, we're just like losing all hope. And it's like, oh, we're all going to die. And then, I think I mentioned this before, but we started plotting to kill Todd. Todd Brown, who was leading us on the trip. We're like, oh, we must kill him. We don't need him anymore. No.
I mean, I usually throw at least one person on every hike.
No, we must die.
No, Smeagol.
Yes.
He's Trixie.
That's right. Go away and never.
Now I
come
want to go
back.
watch and listen to these books again.
Oh, yeah.
I
Good
first
stuff.
read them when I was in 6th grade. And
Wow.
my friend Roy Kavanaugh had all 3 books, and we were like sitting in the back of the classroom, and I would read them in class. And we thought our teacher had no idea that we were like reading books when we were supposed to be paying attention in class. I subsequently grew up and realized that there's no way you could actually hide that from a teacher. The teacher was probably like, go ahead.
Yeah, you're reading. Whatever.
Right.
You think about it now, right? Like they'd give you an automatic A if you started reading a book in class, right? Like,
Right?
I mean,
Yeah.
If you put your phone down and actually read.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know.
I mean,
Yeah.
what is
I
that?
remember one time waking up in a history class and looking around, and the entire class was asleep. I felt so bad. He was such a nice guy too. Like, now that I'm an adult and I can look back, but the whole class fell asleep.
Oh my
I was at a
gosh.
trial one time where one of the jurors fell asleep, and the other lawyer asked the judge, said, "Judge, could you like do something to wake up the juror?" And the judge said, "You put him to sleep, you wake him up."
That's funny.
That's amazing. Wait, are you sure it wasn't you that put him asleep?
No, it wasn't me. It was not me. Not that I couldn't do it, but I didn't do it in that instance.
I wish someone could help put me to sleep.
Or keep you asleep.
Keep me. That's the problem. It's keeping me asleep. I mean, I slept till 2:15 this morning, so
So, well,
yay me.
yeah.
Wow. That's good.
So it's almost Celeste's bedtime right now. So
Oh, way past. Oh, so I've been like, I think I've been like beating myself up about stupid hamster wheel, right? Like, even though, yeah, it went whatever. So I'm like talking to Craig today. I'm like, I really wish I could do like 100-miler before the end of the year. So, and then I'm like, well, maybe I'll just go out and try for like an FKT or something where no woman has done it. So I decided that this weekend I'm going to do an ultra one way or another.
all right.
Wow.
Just for fun.
Just like
Yeah.
because.
But why not? So I'm either going to do like a 36-mile FKT at trails, or I'm going to see if I can get 100 miles in before I have to go to my son's band concert on Saturday.
Have you looked? I'm trying to think if there are any female FKTs on the Mattabeesit. I think there are, right?
There has to be. I can look it up.
Yeah.
There has to be.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about doing Jocks, the alternative 112.
Oh, yeah,
That
yeah.
he came up with, but I don't have enough time to get it done before my son's concert.
Yeah. You mean 100? Oh, 112.
Yeah, 112.
Yeah.
I won't have time to get that done.
Mm.
Let's see, Mata. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I think for some reason I'm thinking that um that somebody already did that, but I could be wrong. That
His?
no, somebody's already done the Matabesit, but I'm just
Yeah,
not
Debbie
100%
Livingston did
Oh,
it.
okay.
Well, she's
got
not very
supported.
fast. She's not very fast, Celeste. You could probably just blow right by her, right?
I mean, it's supported. So I could do it unsupported, but that's awful.
I've done the Matabesit unsupported.
Yeah, I see that.
And that's when I drank from the bird bath.
I thought you were all about support, Art.
Somehow Justin
good,
Kowski beat you. I don't know how he did that.
Yeah. I don't know how he beat me by according to the time, it looks like he only ran half as long, right?
His is like 14 hours, 11 minutes, and you're 20 hours, 8 minutes. But yes. In fairness, it would take me that long, so I'm not judging.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus, I had more drama too. Like if drama adjusted, it's not even close, right?
Obviously. Well, no. So I want to do that, like the Schnipsit and down all that he mapped out. But the problem is the first, Schnipsit, you have that section where you could get support on the main road where like there's McDonald's and gas stations and all that. And then if you go over the Portland Aragoni Bridge, depending what time you hit, like when you're in Portland, you could get something there for support. But once you get into Middletown and you hit River Road, there's nothing until like Route 1 in Guilford. Like
that's not true. No.
Nothing. No. There's nothing.
No, there is.
Where?
As you're when you go by where Softails is.
That's different. That's not the same Matabesit.
Oh, is that? Oh, that's on the. Oh, that's the upstream part.
So if he's coming from Schnipsit.
Yeah. I'm sorry, my bad.
And then he's hitting like River Road and hitting that trailhead.
Understood.
And going like Miller Pond.
Yes.
So coming from that direction, and then
you
down
have to carry. When I did that, I carried. I just carried food. I to do that unsupported. I think I calculated 20 hours because I thought that was the worst possible scenario. So then
which you hit. So good job.
Yeah, thank you.
Good planning.
And that was running out of water and all sorts of ugly shit. But so I all I brought was a water filter, and then I brought calories. So I brought dates, I brought Swedish fish, but I knew how many per hour I had to take of each. And I knew that, so I worked that straight through and brought, tailwind.
Yeah, I don't know. Because knowing me and my issues with fueling, I'd be nervous alone out there with no way of getting support that late in the mileage.
You could always why don't you do self-supported?
Well, I will. So eventually when I do decide to do this, I'll figure it out. But I'm literally like, oh, I think I'm going to do it this weekend, which leaves like zero planning. Well, but if I do like 100-miler around my house, or even if I do a 50-miler around my house, I don't really need to plan. I just go out and do it.
Oh, I have a good route.
You could do it around your coffee table like Michael Ortiz. That gives you a lot of support. You've got it. It's there.
I will say though, around here, I'm going to get elevation too. Like there's no flat.
I have a good route you could try.
Okay.
That you could do self-supported. You could do the route that Simon did. With the Quinnipiac Trail. Yeah. And the regicides.
Fuck that.
It's a horrible it's the worst route in the world.
That's awful.
Yeah, that sounds horrible.
But it's also like it's a 3 out and backs, and they all meet right in the center of the shit storm, right on top.
Right, because if you go Reggie and then
You can
The queue
start
one way and the queue the other way.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that sounds like a fun idea
It is.
to do someday. But remember, my time is limited and I'm slow. So that's
Oh,
why I was
gotcha.
thinking maybe roads.
Oh.
And I'm a woman alone overnight. So I have to be cognizant of that.
Bring friends.
You're dangerous, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I am the scariest thing out there, but
yeah.
I am
so I
the
don't know.
storm. Right.
I'll work
Right.
on this. We'll find you something. So tell
Oh
us
no,
what
at
would
Friday.
be your
Friday
what-
morning, this
Yeah.
Friday, I'm gonna head out and see what I can do before I have to go to my son's concert Saturday afternoon.
So you want it to be runnable.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna do roads because
Mhm.
it's near my house.
Okay.
And then what I'm doing is I put on Facebook earlier to see if anyone's around to do some overnight miles with me.
Mm.
We'll see what happens. I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah. And what
I
night?
get 50 miles and I still
That's-
have a sense of,
That's Friday night?
yeah, Friday. I'm going to start like Friday morning as soon as I wake up
Yeah.
and see what time. I have to go to like I said, my son's band concert Saturday afternoon. So
Okay.
that takes precedent. But we'll see.
Absolutely.
Because I need something to boost my mental state. So I'm like, I'm just going to do one more ultra before the end of the year.
Mm.
So we'll see what
Okay.
happens.
Yeah.
I think it's a good plan.
I mean,
Because
team,
it's
why the
almost
fuck
no
not?
plan. Right.
Is who doesn't
actually-
like decide?
Actually,
Hey,
Fred's
do
got
it.
it. Fred's got it. Do a no plan ultra. You can do a training run. All you have to do is you run along the train route and then you take the train back.
Oh, I want to train.
Like, because we ran, I mean, you know that we ran from Hartford to Springfield and
Yes.
then hopped on the train. So you could do something like that. And that wasn't it wasn't a bad run. You know, if you go on Strava and use a route planner,
Yeah.
you could do that. Or you can just fucking get your credit card and go.
I mean, I always
it.
have my credit card with me because,
Do a Shan Riggs.
oh, I want to do that someday. Like just run across the country.
Oh, I
'Cause
have a
why not?
question. I have a question. Is Friday a day?
Yes.
Good. Okay. So
Why?
that's a someday.
That's
Yeah,
that's
well,
someday.
I know,
That's a
but
good day.
it's got to be when the kids are older.
Okay. Oh yeah. I'm not suggesting you run across the country Friday. Yeah.
Not the whole country.
No.
Just
Yeah.
my little country, as in
Mm.
near my house. And who knows, maybe I'll like go out to Berlin and go out to Cromwell and go out to Middlefield or something. Just Meriden. I don't know. Fuck it. We'll see.
Sounds good.
Make it poetic. Like
Yeah.
run. You know what so Strava had, or maybe it was City Strides had a contest on, I think it was around Halloween. It was the Elm Street Challenge, where it was like a Nightmare on Elm Street, where your job was to go run as many Elm Streets as you could in one day.
Oh, that's like when Tom was still living in New Britain, and I think him and Mark Kelly were both doing it, where they wanted to do all the streets in alphabetical order,
Yeah.
but that
Mm.
starting from their house, right? So like you'd have to run to whatever A street you're doing, do the street, run back. You know what I mean? And that's how they were trying to go through City Strides.
But not in one day.
No.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Just that's how they were trying to do all the streets.
Oh, okay.
I
Wow,
used
that's
to
a
do
weird-
City Strides, so I have like, of course they update it so streets are added, but I had like Middletown, Middlefield, Rocky Hill. I forgot what else. Cromwell, Durham, all done.
Oh, good for you. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not ultra walker, but
Yes. I mean, not many people are, right?
Pretty much no one is.
I mean,
Not in
fairness.
Connecticut. Yeah.
No.
No.
Actually, Rick, my BFF Rick O'Toole, he's been knocking out some streets too. He's been out doing a lot of that. So I ran Glastonbury, and then they've added streets since then. So I'm probably like 98%. Plus, I had like the fuck you attitude as well. Like, fuck you. I'm not running there.
Well, and it adds roads that aren't roads,
Mhm.
right? Like
You
there's a
can fix
condo
that, though.
complex.
You can fix that.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
can-
like I'm that smart.
You can have your husband fix that.
That's true.
Yeah.
He
is that
can
smart.
take care of that problem for a small fee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can fix that for you. You need
I'm gonna
that fixed,
pay
you
him
just come and
with
see
money.
me. You do me a favor, and someday, and that I may come to you for another favor. So
Oh, you'll make me an offer I can't refuse.
Yeah.
that's right, or you can't resist.
Resist.
I just said in the episode the other night.
That's right.
That was great.
Yeah, make him
That
an
was
offer he
cute.
can't resist.
So we have I did want to recognize Cole Crosby, right?
Right?
He got the coal fire burning. He kept the coal fire burning hot.
Honestly.
And we're a little bit late at the a little bit late to the party here, but
I mean, it was a couple weeks ago, right?
yeah. But hey, we're fucking busy, okay? So just back off, everybody. Just fuck you.
We
Okay?
recognized him. Come on.
And we're
Yeah,
not
what
do you
talking
want?
shit.
All right.
Yeah.
Sue me.
I'm not saying shit
Fred,
tonight.
can I say that? No.
You can, but why invite it?
Well, they're thinking it, Fred.
They're thinking it.
So
Don't
now it's
sue
my
me.
idea.
Yeah, but do they have a lawyer like we do? I don't think so.
I don't think anybody does.
Conflict of interest, he
There's a
belongs
reason
to
for
us.
that. A good reason. And I mean that in a positive way. Or I'm positive about it anyway. So yeah, Cole Crosby ran the Bay Circuit Trail FKT, which was basically, if let's say that he wanted to intimidate Boston and just wanted to like circle it and say, you know what, fuck you, Boston. Like, you stay over there. I'm going to just like run around you.
I'm gonna menace you. Right.
And menace you. I'm going to just go and inspect the front lines. That's what it does. It kind of makes a semicircle from shore to shore, and it's 230 miles. And I think it took him approximately 2 days, 5 hours, 51 minutes, and 14 seconds.
Yeah, 2 days, 5 hours, 51 minutes, 14 seconds. I just looked it up on the thing. And it's a 230-mile recreational trail. It was actually fun to watch. He had it like you could track him when he was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually like followed it.
Mm.
It was pretty wild. Also, he before that, the record was 3 days and 20 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a huge difference.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what she said. But that was like a fun trail.
I mean,
that looks like a fun trail, though.
Yeah, it did. I wanted to find out if I could bike it because, I'm pretty experienced at that kind of thing. And
I've heard that. I don't know where I heard it, though.
But
one time I heard it.
It's not so much of a biking trail from what I've been told. Because there's more.
I think I read something like 65% trail, 35% road or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Or 50. No, I think it was 50% trail, 62% road.
So 112.
That makes
total,
sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got to get your numbers straight there, Celeste. Come on.
I'm sorry. What do I know?
Oh, it's the new kids, right, Fred?
Yeah. There you go.
We try.
I'm just a baby.
I know. We're you're doing fine. You're doing fine. So
I'm trying to find the map.
So, I mean, at some point, we're also going to talk about Western states a little bit. I mean, even though
Oh, we weren't going to talk about it.
Oh, fuck that place. No, we're not going to talk
Wait,
about
who are we talking? Wait.
We're not talking about that.
Oh, yeah. At some point, we're not going to talk about it.
We're going to pretend that it didn't happen, right?
Right.
Did it happen? Did it even?
It didn't. I mean, we know Santa's Run happened in,
right?
In Glastonbury.
Yeah, and the taco trials and Christopher
Yeah,
Martin and Cole Crosby and all that
I mean,
stuff.
that's all stuff we have proof of.
That's right. So we're still, it's actually responsible journalism, people. Like we've heard that there's alleged lotteries where people, some of these people who got in actually may be AI generated characters, right?
True.
That would be kind of epic.
Yeah.
I bet they can run really fast.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah. It all started. I mean, they've had minor injuries, okay, because nobody's perfect in order to be believable. You know, but then just
They
they
stubbed their
pushed
toe.
through it. Yeah, they pushed through it, and
Mhm.
you know, they're probably featured in. They came with good references from Canadian Trail Fishing Magazine, and
Yep.
you know,
Yep. Their profession
things.
is gator wrestling in Maine.
Yeah,
That's right.
In Millinocket, apparently, right? Didn't they have a
In
big gator
Millinocket.
wrestling
Yep.
thing in Millinocket?
Yep.
I did see something about a gator escaped, right? Did you see that? Is that what
I
you're talking
saw
about?
that. Yeah.
Is that what you're saying,
Yeah.
Fred?
I just heard there were people wrestling gators in Millinocket. That's what I thought. Yeah.
There were gators on the course. It was a mess. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you never know. You never know. So so what else is going on? What's going on? Celeste, what's going on with you? What are you doing?
Nothing. Oh,
Nothing.
oh actually, I'm mapping
Running 100
out.
miles, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how far we get. We're going to do an Ultra Friday, and we'll see what happens. But I'm also mapping out some trails for CFPA. I think they're planning on doing like a fundraiser or something where it's like a challenge where there's one CFPA trail in each county in Connecticut, and the challenge is to do each of those trails. So 8 trails. Yeah. So I mapped 2 of them today.
Okay.
Maybe I'll go do another one tomorrow. We'll see.
And you can't spill the beans and tell us what trails they were, right?
Oh, assuming that this is what we're sticking with, we're doing ragged. Wait a minute, I have a list. Although I got to talk to her because one of them was a mistake. But
a trail in Ragged, is that the plan? Or
Ragged Mountain, the Ragged Mountain Loop.
oh, the loop. Okay.
Yeah, Niantic Trail, which I did.
Oh yeah,
with the connector. I did that. A section of Cockaponset where like the blue and the blue red. Let's see. So like Gay City Loop. There's Natchog, but I'm not sure exactly where on Natchog she's doing what's that one? Lalonana? I don't know what that one is.
Yes,
but that's in Fairfield.
Yep.
Yeah, that loop. And then she has like Mattatuck, Jericho, Whitestone Cliffs.
Oh,
but
yeah.
The problem is like Jericho connects to the connector and the Whitestone Cliffs, which is a fabulous loop. Like my son loves that loop. It's short, but it's cute. But I don't like Mattatuck to get to Jericho I think that might be too long.
Yeah, there's some ugly shit in there in between. Because that's right by, just so people who might want to check this out, because I always want to make this like useful to people, not just like a language that like you and I are talking about here. So it's called Whitestone Cliffs, right? Isn't that what it's called? And that's it's in, generally speaking, to start out, it's in Connecticut. It's more or less near Waterbury, I believe.
It's in Litchfield County.
Yeah, kind of like off of Route 8, I think, or ish.
Yeah, I think it's Watertown, right? Is that Watertown?
She has here Plymouth, but again, this is miles of trails.
That's right. It's on the Plymouth side, right?
So it's over there Mattatuck is like 40 something miles, and there's a big section in the middle. So there's like a section of it that goes up to what's that awful one that's up there that connects to the AT?
You're talking about Mohawk.
Mohawk, yes. So it goes from Mohawk down. It's like 13 miles. And then there's a big section of road that's not part of the trail. And then there's another, 30 or 29 mile section of Mattatuck that goes down. And then off of Mattatuck is Jericho, which I think is only like 3 or 4 miles. And then off of Jericho is a connector that goes over to White Cliff.
Okay.
Mattatuck is stunning, by the way. If anybody's looking for a great trail.
Yeah. Mattatuck's kind of fucked up though, because it's most of the trails in Connecticut run along the ridge lines. So, and the ridge lines basically run north and south for the most part. And they run on those ridge lines. So Mattatuck cuts across it. Yeah. And so instead of like, usually you get up on that ridge line and you kind of ride it up and down a little bit, but going across this, like at times the Mattatuck seems like, holy shit, I am just going up this steep fucking hill. I'm doing all climbing up, and then it's like not running in Colorado, but it's like that. Like you're going all up, then you're going all down. And then it's like, if you're piecing this out in sections, then you're like, oh, now there's a whole section of the easiest flat stuff.
That the couple miles, the northern section before you get to the Mohawk section, that's like flat.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Flat.
Yeah.
But the most southern section of Mattatuck with like all the waterfalls and stuff.
Yes.
That is stunning. Highly recommend. I love that section.
Yeah. No,
none of that is too crazy as far as elevation, the first few miles of it.
Yeah. Now there's so many good trails. I you know what? I highly recommend that. Like if your running is in a rut, right? Or if you're running in a rut, like say that you don't have trails, you just have ruts by your house and you're out running in these fucking ruts. I mean, that's not fun. I mean, okay. What I'm suggesting is make it a point, like do something, like give yourself a goal of running all the Blue Blaze trails in Connecticut. I did it as a recovery in 2015, 2016, just to get better because I was injured. And it took me to trails and I saw stuff that was just remarkable, and you don't even have to be in great shape to do it. I was just doing I'd go like 4 miles out and 4 miles back or, whatever.
And there are some stunning trails in this state.
Yeah.
Also along Rhode Island, there's a bunch that are really nice. I signed up for Liz Allen's Border Patrol again.
Yeah. Tell us about that. What is that about?
So she has it's kind of the same similar idea. Starts the first day of winter. You have all of winter to complete. I don't remember exactly how many trails, 20 something, I think. The longest one is a Pawchognahantic Loop, which is like a marathon. But it's beautiful and one of my favorite loops in the state. But it's all, so, some of the trails are Connecticut, some of them are Rhode Island, some of them go over the line. And it's really, I did it last year and just saw so many beautiful trails I had never been on, which I really enjoy. Yeah, I highly recommend that. And you could it's one of those things where it's for charity. And you could do one trail, you could do all the trails, which is nice, and she has a wide variety. So some of them, are like 3 or 4 miles. And then, like I said, some of them are 20, 26 miles like that. So it's a wide variety, but you're going to see all along the state line. Yeah, it's pretty.
It is. And you could run by, I always want to call it, is that Day Pond or no? Or I have that completely wrong. What's the name of that pond?
Day Pond over in
It probably is. That's probably up by Salmon River or something.
Yeah, isn't Day Pond near Gay City?
Yeah, probably.
No, not Gay.
By Salmon. I thought it was.
Is it near Salmon River? Maybe.
Yeah, but whatever.
Yeah, I think so.
I forget what it's called though. There's the pond there, right at the Rhode Island border.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
There's trails over there that are they're really beautiful. There's a few of them that are, a little technical or whatever. And then there's sections that are so runnable and just enjoyable.
Yeah. You have to wear orange too. Like it's
yes.
a law to wear and you should actually, you guys will notice that most of the shit that you see me wearing on the trails is orange just because I don't want to die. Right?
Yeah. I always wear bright colors. Even if it's not orange, it'll be like fluorescent yellow or...
But I think Rhode Island has that requirement, right? That it has to be orange.
Yes, you have to have, and I forgot what it is, like square inches or whatever that you have to wear to be on a trail in Rhode Island. So when you're doing the border challenge, you have to have the orange. So I bought, last year, I bought a 10 pack of those little vests and gave them to all my friends that would do the trails with me so that we all had them. But and it has to be the bright orange. You can't have like
blaze orange.
Yeah,
it can't be like Byram orange.
It cannot be Byram orange. No.
Yeah. So, or
But
Silk
yeah,
City
that's a
Orange.
good challenge. It's a again for charity, which I always love, and I think it's for one of the rescues or not a pound. What do you call it? But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Shelters,
Oh,
animal
the
shelters.
halfway home for dogs.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
Oh, on the trail today, we saw this huge mastiff, and this dog's drool was bigger than my dog's. It was so cute.
Bigger than your dog's what?
Just my dog.
My
like
dog.
that
Oh.
piece of drool hanging off this dog's mouth
Oh,
was the same size as my dog.
wow.
Ew.
That's
Yeah.
something there. I mean, that's
It's funny when
pretty
you
cool.
see a dog with those big heads, and I'm like, your dog's head is bigger than both my dogs put together.
Mm.
And they
Jeez.
can drool. I had a Saint Bernard when I was a kid, and he would have drool hanging all the time. And if he swung his head, it would like just go whapping into the wall.
Oh,
So, funny story. Technically, my son is named after a Saint Bernard
Nice.
because my son is named after my dad, who is named after a Saint Bernard that saved his grandfather's life. So,
All right.
wow.
yeah.
That's that doesn't surprise me, Celeste. That like intuitively, that's just how it conveniently worked out, right?
Right.
So you have dogs
It was
in your
meant to
family.
be. All right.
It was meant to be. And my dogs save lives every day.
Yeah.
Like, I can't tell you how many times they've saved me from, I don't know, a vacuum.
Mm.
Like, for real. Or if
That's
somebody
good.
drops
Oh.
a piece of paper.
My cats saved me from laser attacks today. There may have been.
I'm a little upset we didn't get video of that, but okay.
Yeah, I posted a picture of Momo on
I saw that.
on the Instagram, our Instagram page. I don't know why. I was just like, oh, this cat's too cute. So
First of all, pictures of our animals should be posted all the time. And you don't need a reason ever
okay.
to post a picture of an animal.
All right. Thanks, Celeste.
Good rule.
Okay,
I joined.
everybody. Anybody wants to fight us on that? Fuck you. Okay.
Yeah.
I double fuck you because I will die on that hill.
Yeah.
Like
and
post
kill you, and then
And-
die on that hill.
And I'll
Right.
I'll have my dog dig a hole and piss on
bury
you.
your ass. And I spend a lot of time on trails. I know where to hide bodies.
Nice.
That's
I
That's
actually
good.
joined Threads just so I could post a picture of my cat every morning. That's my
I
whole
support
Threads.
that life choice.
My whole Threads feed is just my cat.
wow.
I mean,
So
that's a
why,
perfect feed.
That's why I miss Twitter. Because I used to just like post like random shit, like, like, I don't know. Like, because you put stuff up on like Facebook or something like that, and it's kind of like there. But
Mhm.
Twitter, it just like, it goes out there and it's like, oh yeah, it's art, just art being art again, whatever,
Art for art's sake.
That's right. And either you're digging it, which to be honest, most people are,
Obviously.
Yeah, of course.
or
And people that aren't,
or you're
fuck
repulsed
off.
and
Yeah.
vomiting in your mouth, Which, not a significant, they say it's significantly irrelevant or it doesn't really, statistically not relevant. So I don't know.
it's relevant.
Yeah.
That's, I like the thing I like about social media personally, because I know there's a lot of toxic things about it. I just like seeing things like, hey, I went on this run, or hey, look at my dog, or I guess kids are okay too. But you know what I mean? Like, just me and my friends are having fun. Like,
Yeah.
I like that lighthearted part of it. I'm not really into deep
Hey, look,
shit
squirrel.
on the internet, but yeah. Oh, look, squirrel. Perfect.
That's right.
Or
So-
funny.
Oh, here's another thing, another major breakthrough in a major technological advancement in the world of running and exercise and all that and social media. Are you guys aware of this? Have you heard
No.
that Strava now has a messaging system?
I did
Oh,
see
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And they
So-
also changed it so to look up like your stats, you got to click on the picture. It doesn't just come up, which is annoying.
Really?
Yeah, because I was trying to figure out how many miles I've done this year because I haven't done that many and I'm kind of disappointed in it. And I couldn't find it. But yeah, you got to click on your picture to see like your stats for the year.
I can never remember it because I'm like ADHD, and then like I can remember it on my phone or I can remember it on the PC. But then when you start mixing up the two, it's like now it's like two different systems, and one has one thing and the other has the other. Yeah. So it's kind of fucking annoying, honestly.
Like, since I don't work or anything, my idea of getting on my laptop is recording with you guys. Like, my laptop stays on my stage in the basement, and
you never turn the camera off.
I just close it. I really.
She never leaves the meeting, people. She's afraid she won't log back in. It's just like, that's why we need more Patreons, because our Zoom bill is like through the fucking roof. Help us, please.
Sorry, okay? Not sorry.
Our usage is up 112% a day. It's nuts.
Yeah, sorry.
It ain't free.
But so I don't use my PC for anything. Like, I don't really use it. Which makes me old, but whatever.
Okay, well,
of course, I'm not the one that had a birthday yesterday, so
that's me, and I got older.
Know.
Yeah,
that's great.
And you got better.
I got better. I'm not getting older. I'm getting better.
Accurate.
Well, so I also wanted just to recognize that we tried something new during the last. During the last week, right? So we did some smaller interviews. I think it's going to allow us to connect more with some of our guests, by having like sometimes smaller groups and kind of give a different perspective. I thought it was really cool. Celeste, the episode you and Becky did, I thought that was great.
It was moving to be a part of that. Like, sometimes things hit you right, and I was like, yeah, okay, that was really nice to be able to be part of that.
Yeah,
I really appreciated our Patreons coming on, and
yeah, no, that was nice.
I also ate a Pop-Tart today, so there's that.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that was very nice. I just enjoyed it. It's fun to hear the show. Like, sometimes if I listen usually just for quality purposes. That's it. Some of the episodes are monitored and recorded for quality purposes.
For quality control, yeah.
Try to improve the user experience. But it was nice to be able to listen to an episode that I hadn't heard and that I wasn't a part of, And it was very good, and I found myself laughing pretty hard,
Yeah, it was a really fun episode.
Yeah, that part with that Jamie did in the beginning, I was just dying with that. And she said, is chafing, so is chafing like the trails we run on,
which is so accurate.
And then I spelled it wrong and spelled chaffing.
Yeah,
and that was like, duh.
I mean, you're chafing and chaffing, so it works.
That's true. And then hearing tarts too. That was great. And Albert's
what a smack in the head, right? Yeah. Like that you sometimes need.
Yeah. It kind of I have to say this is that listening to the conversation that you guys had, I think that and I think most of life is like this. It's kind of like in cycles. I think during that time, I was going through a very painful part of my life. I was just starting to mourn the death of my father, right? And I think that, sometimes you can be in touch with these things. And then I think normally you kind of like, maybe you just like reach a point where you're just like, I just don't want to deal with this right now. And you kind of move away from it. And it kind of listening to that kind of brought me back and said, oh, you know what? I have some more mourning to do with this, some more grieving to do over that and over, it's just like life in general, like, kind of being, aware of different things in my life. So I thought that was very grounding to hear that conversation that you guys had with him. So,
yeah. I think that in a lot of aspects of life, right? Like, we block out negatives sometimes. But sometimes we really have to face it.
Yeah.
And I find, again, like you just said, where you'll block it out, and then it's like, oh, there'll be something to remind you of that pain, and you're like, okay, and then you could deal with it a little bit more, and then you block it again, and until eventually you do actually, hopefully, heal from, and I find, for me, a lot of like running, hiking, whatever, getting out there has helped me deal with trauma in my life, like over time. And again, sometimes I'm out there listening to a book about, murder or Dracula or whatever. And then sometimes your mind really is going there and you're really trying to deal with whatever in your life, Yeah.
I don't know if you ever do like completely
I don't think so.
more in that stuff. I think it's more or less like, to me, it's kind of like dealing with the pain in a race, where you reach a point where you're like, yep, I'm eating a giant ball of shit right now. I
literally am a giant ball of shit
really,
right now.
I'm feeling really bad now. But it's okay. It doesn't, it's not, it's just, it is what it is right now. And I'm just like dealing with it, and it's okay. It's okay. And, I'm sad about this, or I'm, in the case of running, I'm feeling, beat up and out of energy and all these other things right then. But you know what? I'm going to work through it.
But I think it teaches us a little bit of that, right? Like it teaches us how to deal with. It's sometimes like dealing with the physical pain in some ways is easier than dealing with emotional pain.
Oh yeah.
Because much easier.
The physical pain is easy. It's easy enough. Like, okay, I don't want to do anything, so I'm going to sit on the couch. And then you sit on the couch so long that your back fucking hurts, and that your legs get stiff, and and then you go to walk, and then you're like hobbled to walk, and then it just builds on it. And then you go to the refrigerator and you get some cheesecake, and then all of a sudden you get your more cheesecake, and then some ice cream. And I'm kind of joking here, obviously joking here, but it kind of builds on itself just the same way as like avoidance of pain does. Like if you're, like if you don't want to, like whatever your issue is, like be criticized, or if you kind of shy away from those things, it doesn't tend to stay static. I think you tend to shy away from them more. And, life gets very difficult if you're always trying to hide from stuff, because those things just get bigger and bigger and bigger until, until the shit really hits the fan. So it was a good, for me, it was a good reminder to keep it real and to try to stay in the moment a little bit more, and also to seek out connections like that in the people that we have on the show, too, because I think that those are, those are important connections. Like we like to have a lot of fun here, and I think that's a great part about our show. But I think all the laughing and jackassing around means nothing if there's not the other side of the coin too. If there's not some part of it that's real and truly relatable. Otherwise it's just like, hey, you can be the class clown, but what the fuck does that, what does that get you at the end of the day,
Yeah. And we have built, and not just us personally, like, but the ultra, like the community that we belong to, like if you ever just stop and take a step back and look at that, it really is mind-blowing, the good people we surround ourselves with. And then there's me, but like mostly no, but really, like we have good people in our world.
Oh yeah, there's some great people out there.
Yeah.
I read the Patreon list every time we do it for 2 hours. I do it, and I think like, wow, there's so many of them we can say so much about, and they're such excellent people, some extraordinary people.
And watching, one of the best parts about being at races is to see how the community works together to help each other, right?
Yes.
Or like barbells. I don't know if you saw her. She did her 60 days of activity for her 60th birthday, and then a bunch of people. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it. I had to help my husband with something here, but like she had like the community and everybody like throughout those 60 days, like she'd show the picture every day, and it was like watching the community stand by. And it was like, there's so many little examples that make such a big difference in our community, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that is great. And, that was fun to watch some of that. I would have liked to have gotten more involved with that as well. So
yeah, I know. I was gone all day Saturday, so I had to do like mom duties on Sunday where, you know.
I thought maybe I could bring I've had this cold I've been fighting. So I thought maybe I could go there and infect the whole group of them.
I mean, that would have been nice of you.
I mean,
they could say, Art, your personality is infectious.
That's right. I mean, I have to say that COVID aside, like a couple, a little bit of COVID here and there, I haven't been as sick as I was over Thanksgiving since back in the Robitussin early days of the podcast. If, super fans who remember to the early 2020, when people were mailing me bottles of Robitussin for the episode.
I remember that. Yeah,
I do.
It was pretty bad.
It's funny, before I started running, I was sick all the time. I was always sick. And now, besides stomach issues, because I always have stomach issues, I had COVID once, and it was awful.
Yeah.
Not like Fred awful.
Me too.
I was going to say, Celeste, pump the brakes there.
Very unpleasant.
Early.
Not like.
No, she didn't say
like
I had
Fred.
the worst case of COVID, you guys. That would have been.
I didn't go there.
Did not go there.
I was sick as hell, but not like Fred.
Celeste, basically, you and I had like COVID, and then Fred had like ultra COVID.
Yeah,
he had to
he was like,
make a streak out of it. He's like, I'm not going to just
you
do COVID.
bitches did a 5K COVID.
Yeah.
Okay, my ass did 100-miler COVID.
Yeah.
So fuck you guys.
You guys are doing your 2 weeks in bed. Oh yeah, fuck you. I'm going 2 months. Okay,
That's right.
We'll see.
I'm doing 30 days in the hospital. I'm going intensive care, you people.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And I'm not
going
afraid
deep.
to go back.
Yeah, I'll go back. You can't even stop me.
Oh
I mean, nothing can stop you. Oh, speaking of, I think I'm doing an interview this weekend for your.
Oh, are you?
documentary. Yeah.
Kira said
Very exciting. I'm
she was going to talk to you.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, I get to talk about the legend that is Fred.
Oh boy.
So listen, I accept cash. I like chocolate.
Pet food.
I'll take a car. Like
it has to be the right
not a chocolate car,
Fred.
though. Right.
Fred, she doesn't want
depends.
American made. Okay. It's got to be like European or
I'd accept a Maserati.
Okay.
I heard that. I might
Apparently they're not practical, but whatever.
That's
I
what
might
they
wanna-
say.
I might want to buy your Range Rover, Land Rover. Is it a Land Rover?
Land Rover is like the mother company. It's a Range Rover is like a version of it. Yeah.
Hold it.
So
Even
it's
your car is a dog.
Honestly,
Rover,
but I wouldn't sell her.
right?
I love her. Nobody's allowed to touch her. No.
I could treat.
You want
her
to buy
right.
her?
I could treat her right.
do you want to buy her really?
That
No.
car says Celeste, though. You
It
see it in the
does.
parking lot, you're like, oh, Celeste is here.
Yeah,
It's me. It really is me. I do love that car. I do.
I know.
This is going to be because I never keep a car that long, but this one I can't even imagine getting rid of her.
No, I know.
Hmm.
Wow.
I said that about my wife, but
I mean, I've said that about Chris to me. Like he's not allowed to get rid of me. He's tried.
hey, he's trying. Lord, how he's
My parents
tried.
are like, no give backs.
Sorry.
Our return policy is non-existent.
Sorry. You obviously didn't read the fine print on the return policy, sir.
Yeah.
I know.
Even with the receipt, no, she's yours.
Can't even get store credit, anything like that. Nothing. Huh?
No.
Jeez. So we are so I just kind of wanted just to clarify for some people. So yeah, we have tried a new format here. And the other thing, we're talking about Patreons tonight a bit, which we like to a lot. We are still 112% listener supported. and we're gonna we were finding that we kind of had to rush through the Patreons a little bit too much and not really. I know you guys are like, what the fuck was
rushing
that?
through the
That was
Patreons?
rushing.
Yeah.
Well, when we have a guest do it and they don't know who our Patreons are,
I know
there's not that personal touch, so it's a rush.
Right.
it can be, and sometimes we want to join in.
Yeah.
And
So Art asks, are you rushing or are you dragging?
that's right. Are you rushing? Are you dragging? Yes, sir. Rushing? No. Okay, from the top.
Okay, I loved
2,
that movie.
3,
I just
4.
have to say, I loved that movie.
I know. That is great. So what we're doing is we're having separate episodes that are Patreon only episodes. Okay. Right. You get it. Patreon only episodes. So they're Patreon only episodes that are free for everyone. Where we're going to just, and it's not going to be just like a boring read of those names, because then you'd be like, why would I do that? I'm just going to watch the credits at the end of the movie. But it's not that. It's much better than that. It's kind of like watching the credits with, you think about when something about Mary, right? At the end of that, they had all the bloopers and everything, right?
Mm-hmm. Or like every Marvel movie out there.
Marvel movies, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Where you get the
Yeah.
teaser, right?
Yeah. That's kind of what this is going to be. We're going to
we're giving you the credits, but we're giving you more shit too.
Yeah.
Also, we want like our Patreons, feel free to share some of your like accomplishments or stories and give us some ammo to talk shit about you. I mean,
engage, please, people.
Engage, make it so.
Let us know. Like if you just did
Fred
your
laughs.
first 50 miler,
Fred the geek
tell us.
laughs. Everybody else is like, what? Why is he laughing? That's not funny.
That's TNG right
That's
there.
right. Yeah.
Make it so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of, I have to read that book.
Really?
Yeah, Patrick Stewart just released a book.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I heard him on Rich Roll.
He's amazing. That man is a national treasure. It's not our nation, but he's still a national treasure.
When I was a child in university, I was growing up.
I love him
me
so
how
much.
to get in touch with myself.
I saw him and Ian McKellen on Broadway do Waiting for Godot. It was so awesome. It was really
Oh,
You
I
saw
would
him
literally
on
die
Broadway,
for
you
that.
said?
yes.
The two of them together
Yeah.
are just magic.
Yeah, they were really good.
Yeah. And TNG is my favorite.
Yeah.
It's my
That's-
favorite. I really like DS9 too.
Where's Becky
but
when we need her, right?
has she ever watched
Like-
any of them?
She's going to say,
No.
what is this TN? What is this LOTR?
What
What is
is
this?
what?
Okay, The Next Generation. Yeah, it is pretty fucking good. Okay.
It's good.
I did get to meet what's her name?
7
Janeway.
of 9?
Oh,
No,
Janeway?
Janeway. Captain Janeway. I went
I
to
want to meet 7 of 9.
yeah. Hello.
Jerry
Who
Ryan?
doesn't?
Yeah.
But so they're in Enfield. This was a few years ago. She came and did like a
Janeway.
talk, and you got to meet her and everything. And she talked all about like when she was on soap operas. She
How
talked
she was
about being
dating
the
Margaret.
first.
Why was I going to say? Forget it.
Okay.
It's gone. The moment's gone. Stewart.
But
whatever
no,
her
she
name is.
was actually a very good speaker. She was very interesting.
Martha Stewart. Thank you.
Martha. Well, anyway, so
don't
I got
know.
pictures of me and my husband with her, and
Nice.
she was
Really?
fabulous.
I
Yeah,
always liked her. I thought she was good.
she was a great captain.
Yeah,
Yes.
she was. a good
Voyager's
captain.
my husband's favorite. I like TNG a little better, but
Yeah.
I like
she was
TNG
more of
better.
a fucking.
Yeah.
She's like, they're open hailing frequencies. Oh, fuck them. Shoot them down.
I know. She's like, yeah,
Cool, right?
I will kick
Shoot them
out.
in the ass with a photon torpedo.
We did
Well,
a lot
Patrick
of nerd
Stewart's like,
stuff today.
"Oh,
This makes me
Yes.
happy.
Yeah.
We must understand their inner nature. Oh,
Oh, so good. Anyway, yeah. So tell us stories is our point. I think.
And
Yeah.
and if you're Patrick Stewart, if you ever met him, tell us about it. Tell us
Oh
your
my
best,
God.
like
If
fucking
you
nerdy Star
kidnap
Trek
Patrick
story.
Stewart, please let me visit. I
Well, if you're-
promise I won't tell.
If you're having him over for tea,
For tea, locked in your basement, however, I'm in.
yeah.
Also,
Or
Jerry
both.
Ryan for art.
Yeah, Jerry Ryan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually, you know what? In the early stages of Cultra, in the earlier episodes, you'll hear basically I imported the voices of the Borg in. It says resistance is futile.
Resistance
you
is
shall be
futile.
assimilated. So
Okay.
that was actually part. It's kind of weird. I never really thought about that. Is that like, yeah, that was kind of part of our early culture. So,
And it's accurate. I mean, how
Yeah.
could you resist?
As
Yeah.
opposed to like the body snatchers, like the join us, right? That kind of thing.
Yeah. So
Or
I think this culture, I think this Patreon stuff is going to be good because it's going to give like, and I understand, you know what, everybody, and actually maybe the whole setup is going to be good because maybe you're listening to Cultra and you're like, fuck, I love that. I would give my life for that podcast, or at least $6.66 a month.
Life's kind of a lot.
I can't stand that Art fucking Byram guy. Okay. So you're going to get a chance to listen to some episodes that I'm not in. So you can be like, fucking, it's Christmas. Or maybe, you know, whatever it is, it's going to be like, you're going to be able to get that combination that you like. Or maybe you're like, you know what? I just want to, I don't want to hear about the Patreons. I just want to be a freeloading motherfucker my whole life. And I don't want to hear, I just want the podcast, and I don't want to be a Patreon, and I don't want to hear the names read even. So now if that's your deal, then you don't have to listen to those episodes then, the Patreon episodes.
Well, that's right.
Except those are going to be the what?
If you're not a Patreon, right, then you probably don't want to hear the Patreon episode because it'd shame you. You'd feel
right.
ashamed.
It's the cool
like,
kids
look at all
club,
these cool kids.
And
like,
we know why you wouldn't want to be there, right?
And it's not hard to become a cool kid. Like, honestly, you just got to be a basic licker.
Basic licker.
Yeah.
Or you could move it up and be evil, like the Becky.
True.
And if you lick us, chances are we're going to get our
we
dogs
can lick you right
back.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right.
You might not notice my dog's licking you.
I mean, it could be worse. We could have the monkey licker level or something.
I don't know about that one.
Imagine monkey. I one time had to go visit Pfizer. I probably signed a non-disclosure, but I had to go visit Pfizer, and they had like monkeys there that would, like, if they got out of their cage, they would attack you and spit on you and give you like monkey herpes that could like fuck you up really badly.
That's so sad because I love monkeys.
I know. I had to sit in like 2 hours of monkey sensitivity, monkey prevention class. So I don't think so like the idea of monkey licking is a scary thought. You don't want to be licked by monkeys because I can tell you their saliva is not clean, people. So don't lick your monkeys, okay?
Or let them lick you. Right.
Just I took a class on this, so I'm pretty much a subject matter expert on it.
Obviously.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Don't lick your monkey.
Yeah,
don't
so
lick
don't
your
lick your
monkeys.
monkeys, people. Really. It's like, it's not cool. They're good. I mean, they're good to observe and listen to, you know, watch them in the cage. I don't know.
I do like some videos that you see, right?
Monkey videos. Yeah.
Yeah, like you ever see like the one where like a mom has her baby at a zoo and the monkey goes and runs and gets their baby and brings it over to show the mom.
Oh,
so like they're both showing babies.
I thought the one with the monkey pooping in its hand and then rubbing it on the window.
I mean, that is like most ultra runners.
Yeah, that's definitely an ultra runner thing.
Station.
I mean, it is.
And then picks up his food and eats it.
Yeah.
That's like, and he
Then reaches into the jar of jelly beans or something, right?
Or shakes your hand.
Yeah, or shake your. Oh, great to meet you.
Monkey lube. Oh my god. You think about it.
I mean, Desitin wouldn't pick us up, so you know, maybe Monkey Lube needs to be our new sponsor.
Yeah, well, when you get chafed, you people say, "Oh, I got a bad case of the monkey butt," right? So you probably need some monkey lube. And it could be like, what would it be? What would it consist of? It would be part monkey spit, obviously.
Yeah.
That's slick. And then it would have to be some other stuff. So,
I mean, monkeys are known for throwing their shit.
yeah,
They are.
yeah. Yep.
And you never see a monkey chafing. So they must know what to do with their shit. Maybe that's what we're doing wrong.
Okay. I think let's put it this way, is that like when it comes down to it, we're all on the same planet and we're all part of the same reality. So I think we have to take the monkey for what it's worth and learn from it and see what we can do to apply it to our experiences in life.
That makes sense.
That's kind of profound, Art.
Yeah.
So, well, guys, this has been a lot of fun tonight. You have any closing arguments?
No,
I hope,
not arguing mood.
I hope Thaddeus gets in off the wait list to TGNY. He's number 12. So I
hope he does.
Yeah,
he's number
should be
12.
okay. Yeah.
Oh, he'll be in. Like how? I mean, when does this take place? Right.
Third weekend in June.
Yeah. Oh, he'll probably be first. He'll probably be the only one that's in the race now who's still in it.
He'll be the one person who starts in the morning at
That's
Times
right.
Square. Yeah.
Yep.
He'll be in. So Thaddeus, get training, buddy.
Good for him.
Very good. All right, guys. Well, to all of our listeners out there, thank you very much for joining us tonight. If you made it this far, of course, seek professional help. And we will see you all in a mile.
Mile and a
half.
All right.
Is that a pig?
It's a pig.
That is the pig.
Art gave me this pig to use as a prop. He was like, okay, here's your microphone, here's your headphones, here's your pig. Go for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's because that was our our attempt not to completely rip off 10 Junk Miles. Is that we didn't use electronic drops. Like they will pipe in music and things like that. All of I want it to be more authentic by
Our
having
sound
all
effects.
live
Okay.
animal or mechanical sounds here. So
Well, and now I'm in the basement, so we don't have live animal sounds because they're upstairs.
I know. I kind of I miss them.
I miss them too. My little
Yeah,
pumpkins.
bring 'em
Two
down.
babies. They're so
Okay.
naughty.